Hello, my name is Rachel Larson, and I'm so excited to be joined here today by Maggie Kee, who's going to tell us a little bit about her internship experiences. Welcome, Maggie.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? What's your major?
Yeah, so I'm an economics major from Omaha, Nebraska. I also have minors in psychology and business law, so a little bit of everything.
Yes, excellent. Well, and I know you've had a couple really great internship opportunities.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah, so I've had the opportunity to intern twice at Conagra, which is a food company located in Omaha, Nebraska. The first summer I interned there, I worked on the vendor management organization, and that I had the opportunity to look at one of their software request forms and kind of make it a little bit more user-friendly and just streamline the process a little bit. The second summer, I worked on the DMO, or the data management organization, and for them, I was looking at some of the tasks that they do that consist mainly of manual data entry and kind of streamline the process. So I basically identified opportunities for automation. And then my second internship was last semester with the State Department of Labor. And for them, I was working with the Public Information Office and looking at their website and making it a little bit more accessible.
Well, how did you find these internships?
Yeah, so on campus, I'm part of the Nebraska Business Honors Academy. And my freshman year, we had the opportunity to do a site visit at Conagra. So that's how I kind of had heard of them. And then my sophomore year, I went to the career fair and they were one of the companies there, and I applied, and they were one of the only companies I talked to that was really looking for sophomores. So I interviewed and I thankfully got it. And then for the State Department of Labor, I applied to something called the Foundry program, which is also run through the honors program on campus. And with that, they look for students to place with either nonprofits or government work. And again, I applied to that program and they placed me with the state, and it worked out perfectly.
So lots of really utilizing your connections.
Yes.
So I love the full circle moment of like visiting them your freshman year and then going and talking to them at the career fair, and it seemed like it was destined to be.
It was, and it's kind of funny too, because the person who was showing us around at Conagra actually ended up being my first manager, which was kind of another full circle moment.
That's wonderful. So I know we have the professional enhancement program here in the College of Business. So those are a series of 4 one-credit-hour pass, no pass classes that students take in order to learn more about their career development, how to find internships and jobs, and really how to succeed in life after college. So thinking about those courses, what was most beneficial for you in your career journey?
Yeah, I would say there were a lot of elements that were beneficial. The first one came in BizAd 111, which we had the opportunity to take our Clifton Strengths Assessment. And that really actually helped me when applying to Conagra, because I was able to talk about my top 5 and really think of examples of when I used them, which was very helpful. And then another element that was helpful was from BizAd 222, which, looking at my resume and kind of updating it, definitely made a lot of changes from high school. So I would say that.
Yeah, people don't realize how different a high school resume is for a college 101 to use to apply for internships and jobs. So great. Well, and I know that with BSED 111, there's strengths coaching too, and that's something you've had a chance to be involved with too. So tell us a little bit about your experience strengths coaching.
Yeah, so with that, I have 9 or 10 students, and there's both a recitation and a lecture, and I help lead the recitation, and I meet with them twice a semester. The first time to go through their strengths report and kind of help them identify where they use their strengths. And then the second time is kind of talking about goal setting and well-being. And that has been such a fulfilling experience, because I really get to watch them grow and kind of find ways that they already use their strengths and grow in that confidence, as well as think about, okay, you know, maybe we share some of the same strengths and they use it in a different way than I do, which has just been such a cool experience.
That's great. And I know in addition to the Honors Academy and being a strengths coach, you're involved in other things on campus. So tell us a little bit about those too.
Yeah, so this semester I actually joined a law and psychology lab, which has been really interesting. So kind of been able to use both of my minors of business law and psychology. And right now they're training me on running participants, which has been something very different than what you normally do in the College of Business. And for a while, I was also a campus host. So I was one of those people walking around campus, pointing out the different buildings, which has been so cool because I have learned a lot about the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Excellent. Well, and I know that you've had the opportunity to participate in a case competition too.
Yes, so I had the opportunity to go to the University of Tacoma, and we basically looked at an aerospace case competition, and we had to choose an aerospace manufacturer to invest in, which was very interesting because I had no idea about any of that. And that was so fun because we got to meet with students from different universities, and there were a couple of different international universities as well. And just seeing how they approached the case compared to how we did or other Big Ten schools was very eye-opening because I think that we each played to our strengths, and our strengths were all different, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you've had lots of really great experiences that have been able to combine your business knowledge and then especially your communication skills together, which is really wonderful. So what are some courses that you've taken here at the university and then the College of Business that you have found really beneficial in potentially using it with your internships and other opportunities?
Yeah, I would say the first one that stands out was a course that I had to take to be a strengths coach, because with that was a lot of communication because you're talking with a lot of different people, and sometimes you're working with students who, you know, they could be from an international school, so there could be like a language kind of barrier, and just thinking about, okay, how can I phrase these words like input, or input's kind of a weird one. It's my number one, but it's a little weird. And thinking about how can I phrase that in a way that they see it in their daily lives, I think has been one thing that has stood out. And then I think a lot of my econ courses have just kind of pushed me to think in a different way than I'm used to, because econ can be hard and it's a lot of cause and effect, and just thinking about, okay, how can I approach a problem from a different way if the first way isn't working or isn't leading to the correct result?
Yeah, so really good problem solving and critical thinking skills. Excellent. Yeah, we really need those, especially I think with AI coming up, that I think really critical thinking and problem solving is going to be even more important for kind of the future of work.
I would agree.
Excellent. So what did you accomplish in either of your internships that you were kind of the most proud of?
Yeah, I would say this past summer when I was working with the data management organization, they wanted me to create like a list of their top tasks to automate. So I had a list of like 25 different tasks, and I was able to identify the different risks from automating them, as well as the way that I think that they should automate. And overall, that list will reduce 25% of the tasks that they do that consists of manual data entry, which was kind of awesome, being able to put like a number of being like, okay, if you accomplish this, you'll be able to reduce tickets by this amount, which will result in the cost savings of this. So a lot of hard work, a lot of Excel entry, which I used a lot of my schema courses to kind of go through that. But it was very satisfying at the end.
Yeah, so schema being your supply chain courses. Yes. Excellent. So I know you're a senior, so what's next for you?
Yeah, so I accepted a full-time position at Conagra for after graduation. They have a rotational program, which is 3 years, 3 different positions. So I'll be on a different team for each year, which I'm excited for because I don't really know what I want to do enough to commit to one spot. But my first role will be in their Omaha office in their global business services area.
Well, we're so excited to have had this experience, just kind of watching your academic career and your extracurricular career here, but then excited to see what's next for you in the future. And I know it's going to be a really positive one.
Thank you.